Hello fellow academics and welcome back to Gear Haven. We're in a really good spot. Power is going well. Food seems to be stable-ish. We've also expanded to finally utilize all these oak trees that have grown up here. So all in all, not too bad. Not too bad. All right. Also, our bot production is getting better and better, which means for us it will be time to look into the mine. Didn't mean to rhyme, kind of worked out that way, which, you know, I'm not too unhappy about. Right. Talking a lot of nonsense today. A couple of things that we need to consider. Well, first of all, we're still using up a good amount of planks by trying to finalize our, I guess that is technically wrapping it up, our power production system back here. Just realized, how are we connecting the last few in? Huh. All right. Let's see. Path system, double platforms right here. This way we can also reach the last few. And then we're going to add our large power wheels. One here, one there, one there, one there. And then we could actually place it here, leave a gap, which might allow us to connect this in a little bit easier. Because otherwise we place... do we need that gap though? I don't quite know. We could flip. Actually, yeah. That is something better to do. If we flip the last one. Could I even place one further back? I might actually be able to. Go all the way to the edge of the map. Yeah, that kind of works. Alright, you need to be placed here. I don't even need to flip anything. All I need to do is make sure that once all of them are in, I'll actually pause this one until you guys have... Wait, then I don't even need these. Oh my, what am I doing? We needed one, that is good. Let's try to get the planks a little bit closer. 6 planks, yeah. Let's pick them up again. And then make sure we're deleting our little hack here. All right. So, we also need to make sure that we can connect this one up. Here we go. And that is looking pretty okay. Pretty okay. All right, they can still build all of this while I figure out the rest. Okay. One of the things that we really need to do is improve our plank production. The big question was, where are we going to put this? At the moment, we're storing all of our logs up here, which I don't know is kind of the best place to have it. We are collecting wood over here. We're collecting wood over there. But if we want to add... Oh, look at that. You have nothing left to do. Okay, both of you, bye-bye. Which means we really need to actually work on our underground mines. For that, we just need a ton more gears, which means we need a ton more planks, and going basically back to the same problem that I just discussed. Alright, one thing that we could do, we could move you one step back and add all of our gear workshops basically in this corner around here too, by putting in some overhangs. Sounds kind of nice, sounds a little bit overkill to be honest. Right, What I really need to do is just, you know, get started on stuff. So, highest priority on this. Actually, let's just clean up that mess of the dead trees here. There we go. Looks a little bit nicer. I've also finished everything up here. Cool, cool, cool. Which means I can put in double dynamite all around here. And single dynamite all up the front. This way, this will get cleaned up and we will be able to add a few more power wheels basically up there. All right. Where was I? Good. They are cleaning this area up here. Now, this will allow us to very easily put in a couple more lumber mills. There we go. I made this too deep. Of course I did, as you know, that's just what I do. Let's connect these up. Set you guys to the highest priority. And that should definitely solve our lumber, well, plank production problem. Also immediately set these to be run by bots, which also makes me think we need to replace our wood industry with bots as well, just so we, well, keep everything going. All right. I wanted to replace, no, I wanted to put you as cassavas, just to stabilize our food production as well. Okay, you guys are running already. Sweet. Still producing a ton of power. Also pretty awesome. And maybe we don't utilize this area for additional farmland. Maybe we'll actually be okay. So for the food manufacturing, you guys are pretty tall. But I think we should be okay basically getting it to this level. And that means we need a triple overhang. Yeah, that's actually pretty easy to do. So we can put two food factories right next to each other here. But I think technically the food factory has 3 recipes. It does, so we need a third one. And we can kind of connect all of them up as well. All right. I'm starting to see a way, which is always a good start. I guess one thing, we don't need these guys anymore. So we could clean them up and utilize this area for our buildings. For example, actually the lumber mills would be not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could put 3 next to each other here. And 1 additional one over there. Have a little bit of space for some charging stations. Okay. Again, I see a way. Always good start. Right. Now this will be probably a little bit further down the line. I mean, a ton of our plank production is actually going into these buildings. These buildings, meaning the water wheels. Wait. You don't need to be placed. Ever. Because there's no water flow back here. Which means I didn't need you. Okay. Sometimes I feel a bit slow. Alright, the rest seems pretty reasonable though. And once they have put this one in, which will be kind of soon, we'll be, I think, overall in a good spot to remove this last path place the next set of water wheels. Although we might actually, I will actually pause the ones at the end. Just so we can make sure we're utilizing our planks a little bit better. And by that, I mean actually making some gears. All right. You guys, do I actually have this? I have not set this up to be cut down. So let's solve this. Also, if we were to put a path over there, we could probably, you know what, let's do that as well. Because overall, it won't hurt. I hope. Once this is in, we should be able to expand our wood production a little bit further in the back there. Which I think will be overall quite nice. Alright, we do have more bots that could be doing something. And I think, like I said before, let's replace our wood industry with bots. Slowly but steadily. Yeah, you're vacant, but I'm pretty sure the next bot will be coming out really soon. Alright. All of this is in now. Cool, cool, cool. I actually do have a good amount of planks. So now it is, I think, time to unlock the mine. Place you here, because we also definitely need some bots for that. Which makes me think you should actually be back to being a regular beaver. And I'm gonna set you up to be a regular beaver. But we're replacing you with a bot. So we can make sure you rebuild all of this. Like replant all the trees whenever you can. Alright. So this is coming in slowly though. Yeah, building the putting in the dynamite up here. Sweet, sweet, sweet. One bot is already available for our mine. Which is also good to see. So quite happy with that spiral staircase here. Only needs a 2x2 level. That's quite awesome. Also, might want to consider... No, we have plenty of power. We're not waiting for the regular season to come. Because at the moment, we're only making the power through this one bad water discharge here. But yeah, with so much power, we're definitely okay. Alright, you guys are starting to put stuff in here. We are really low on logs though. And I don't know why I haven't set you up to be cut down under there. Alright, let's clean this up a little bit. We don't need this section back here anymore. You don't need to be set to be cut. Technically, neither does the path. And up here can be removed as well. And you as well. Alright. I guess it could be beneficial to replace some of our construction workers. 250, sure. Because you guys can work 24/7. Don't know why you have some metal blocks stored. Yeah, really don't quite know. Right, the treated planks are actually close by, which is definitely beneficial. And like I mentioned before, we probably want more storage up here, which we could relatively easily expand, because the final monument, 2,000 treated planks. You store 180, so we need 10 of these to get to that plank storage. Huh. Alright, I think what our beavers need, because we have 22 unemployed. Still doing okay in terms of food and water. So that's pretty awesome. But if you have nothing to do, What you really need is a cup of joe. Yep, I just called it a cup of joe. All right, I'm gonna add you here. Still have enough space to put 2 lumber mills in here if we need to. Maybe it is time to already clean this up and kind of get this set up the way I want it to be in the long run. So let's do that. Go into here, 1 lumber mill right there. We want to keep a path system up here. And I think we're just going to go ahead also and set all of you up to be built with platforms. Again, our bots don't seem to mind the constant bad water shower. So, oh, hold on. Oh no, that won't quite work out, will it? Yeah, no, it will not. Ooh. Actually, we can make it work. If I remove these paths here, we have enough space to put a lumber mill here and 1 here opening on the other side. And then we still have a ton of space for our bot charging stations, which will also be good to have. There we go. All right. Making sure we're high prioritizing. You should actually be a slightly lower priority. You're out of power. Sorry, mate. I mean, there are charging stations basically scattered all over. Also, once this is up and running, we want it to be run by bots. So we will actually disconnect 4 of you here and put in 4 charging stations next to each other. Put in a path in front of it. I'll actually connect all of this up, because let's just leave the levy system here. I think it will be quite beneficial. Slightly lower priority on this one now, because now I want them to wrap up the lumber mills over here, which also means I can then remove this one and remove those 2 again. Be in a little bit of a more organized spot. Good. Our smelters will be 4 deep, or are 4 deep, which means we could probably place them somewhere up here. Right next to the mine. Keep the chain a little bit short. Well, I guess the pathing of the chain. But we'll see how that goes. Alright, currently we have 4 bot builders. Pretty good. And once this is in, we're just going to swap them over so we have 4 bot miners instead of 4 bot builders. Also going to clean this up already. Removing the path system here. Don't need you there. There we go. Could ultimately place the staircase here. Clean this up as well. Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. All right, this is almost done. Oh, need to make sure actually. Setting you to be all run by bots. And like I said before, that allows us to remove those 2 again. And this one here as well. Which will also give us a bit more space back. Your gather flag. Could I actually... I think I needed you here because of the mangroves, right? Actually, you would do over here. All right. Let's remove you as well. And then we add more oak trees on top of here. Good. Okay, all of them are actually in now, which means we can also prioritize. That's a lot of charging stations here, but again, we do have quite a bit of wattage going on there. We also still have a blank production building here. I think I'll leave that in though. Okay, one unemployed bot. Not too bad. We do still need a ton of gears. What are they actually using the gears for? Oh, the charging station also cost gears. Of course they do. So let's lower prioritize this. Because you also need metal blocks, and we are fully fresh out of scrap metal. So not that good. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna connect this path up here and then finally remove the leftover path system from our prior builds. All right. Yeah, I still want you to finish the charging station here because that just needs to be done ultimately. All of the treated planks are in already, so we're literally just lacking gears. With all of the lumber mills down here, we could, in theory, place gear workshops on here. Is that a good spot? I mean, the gear workshops... Oh, look at that, actually. We could just remove you. How would we connect you up then? I'm just thinking if we remove this guy and remove the power wheel, the power shaft system over here, we would have a bit more space for our gear workshops. And they are kind of, they would be in a good spot here, to be honest. I mean, one thing that we could do. Oh, I forgot. Even the double platforms don't go above these guys. I mean, we could simplify this a little bit. Moving it up there, connecting it in here. I don't know if I should call it simplify things. Or we just stay on the path system. If we do that, we could still connect it in here. But how do we actually get the vertical shafts up there? So that's a no-go. However, if we actually move the vertical shafts, continue them up here. So let me talk through this. So, oh, the coffee is in. Y'all are welcome. Right. So if we build this one up here, put a triple overhang this way, we will actually be able to put vertical shafts up here and then connect this whole system in up there. It then also connects it back in on the other side. Actually, hold on. None of this is necessary. If I just go ahead and unlock. Oh, you don't have the power shaft tunnel? You just have tunnels. Ah. But that kind of works for us as well. If we're removing this guy. Yes. I'm gonna remove the platform as well. And then we explode all of this up. We'll take one of you guys out. Let's just remove you. Everyone is still connected, so that's pretty good. And then we just explode this up and this. Set the explosives on the highest priority. How's this coming along? Yeah, still working on it. What we can actually do... this is still not connected up, though. The question would be... First of all, let's detonate this. There we go. And then put in a vertical power shaft up here. And if we place one down there, we replace these with platforms. Make sure the path is connected as well. Actually, let me just sort this out underneath as well. I don't need to think about it anymore. There we go, fully connected. Put the platforms on top. Path system on top of that. Highest priority. Just to wrap these up. And then we're gonna have another look if we can't add... I was like, why are you not connected to the power, but you're just not connected to a power shaft? So if we go into science, go into our charging station. I mean, you should be fine. You should be fine, I think. Make sure I think the shafts underneath, they might not be prioritized. Let's have a look. Of course they're not. So why would they be? Alright. And then we're gonna make sure you are on the highest priority. And you are on the highest priority. More happiness. I guess more Vivas have had a cup of joe. Reminds me, I kind of want another one. Oh well, future worries. Okay. But I think this is coming along all right. Vertical power shaft is in. Whoa, 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 whoa. Generate 10,000 horsepower. Okay. Why are you flooding this? Okay, it has stabilized. Flooded building 7. Oh, it's because of the regular water here. Oh, man. So, even the added... Man, this is rough. How can we solve this? How can we honestly solve this? And it has balanced out-ish. Maybe not. Now this is flooding now, and I think it's because of that water here. Yeah, it's because this floods everything. Ah. Alright, we really need to sort this part out. Oop. Not what I had in mind. That actually will just cause the flooding to happen again. Oh man, even the bad water just flooded over. Now I wonder what we could do in order to improve the water flow here. Because yeah, I don't really want this to flood every time the regular season comes around. So maybe we need a different path out of this. And we could have like an extra overflow back here, which would turn this green during a regular season. And even if we built just an extra reservoir back here, actually, that would free up all that for additional farming, which might, again, not be the worst. Is there... Or I turn these, after all, into dam pieces to sort of divvy up the water flow load. Yeah, because that is just super annoying. And also now super dangerous. Yeah, beaver is unwell. Kind of to be expected. They have built everything up here though. So let's go and look at what happens when we remove that and that. And I guess we can remove both of these. Actually, just one, because we want to build up here anyways. No, we don't anymore. I can't even remove that bottom layer there. Alright. You're still like flowing back and forth. I don't understand. Man. Yeah, look at that. That's just not good. In case you didn't know. But I don't quite know how to stop this wave going back and forth. I feel like it shouldn't happen. Huh. Two unwell beavers. Again, I guess that makes sense. We only have one decontamination pod currently. And I don't quite think it'll be the last of it. Yeah, this is something I need to figure out. I don't think this dam piece here helped. It actually just made it worse in terms of flooding over this way. So let me actually turn you back into a levee. Where we go, levee. There we are. Come on, let me click. Highest priority. Yeah, for whatever reason, clicking was becoming a little bit hard. Maybe I still haven't replaced my mouse. Maybe it is time after all. Alright. How is our gear stuff coming along? Still a long way to go, actually. Bummer. I mean, we could kind of streamline this more. Or turn you into platforms and put floodgates in front of it. Because do you need to be that high? I don't think so. One thing that I did want to check out, 18,000 power. That's pretty good. Now you've stabilized. So maybe this one actually made it more erratic. Not the case. And that seems to be doing okay now, to be honest. Still like a little bit of back and forth, but much smoother. Alright, 2 unwell beavers. I'm pretty sure 1 is already in there. Oh, none of them are actually contaminated. So, yeah, that'll be a while before they actually start using that. Alright. On the bright side, we have that path over here. Which means, well, first of all, I should probably just go ahead and say, please demolish these. And we can then go ahead. There's one more oak tree here. And then one more row along the back there. Can you guys actually reach too far from the district center? That tracks. I need to wait until it's harvested. Wait. Crop will soon die. Why are you halted? You have water. Oh. Oh, I've actually have the underground, the underneath cultivation halted. That makes sense. Alright, drought started. Still waiting on the gears. And if anybody has any ideas regarding this, all is welcome. Alright, I'm gonna call this an episode, so thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.